Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Be fruitful and become many.
All right. Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host. We're a D&D 5.5e podcast, currently playing the adventure Hangmen, Worms of Frostheart. This story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. Many of the monsters I use are created by Oh Hi Mark. You can support his Patreon, although everything he makes is free. The music in our games is curated by D&D Breakfast Club on YouTube, with credit to each respective artist. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otterboy Triton Bastard class. And I don't play anything else except the game.
As well as Nita.
Hello.
Nope.
Nita here. I play Aaliyah O'Black, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Rakuzen.
Howdy, I'm Recusant. I play Daddy Mavet Sohafi Dash.
Daddy?
The sap that holds his family together.
Alright, and Tyler.
I'll get you, Spider-Man! No, my name's Tyler, and I play Gumo, our resident...
Resident.
Guess you could say our resident evil.
I don't know.
And I'm Seer. I play the Fire Genasi who's super smart, and I will be joining later.
Give yourself inspiration. That was a fucking good bit. And I loved it. Alright, like Mavet said, Seer will be joining us in a little bit here. Alright, so twofold here, and I'll give some extra credit here. It doesn't have to be the same person. Who can tell me what happened last time on our current adventure and what happened during the one-shot? Preferably, I would like somebody who was present during the one-shot to tell me what happened. But let me hear it. What do you have?
Last time we were infiltrating the fort, right? That's where we were.
Yes.
I don't know, you tell me.
Split in party. It was Team A, which was the group that gets things done. That's Eddie, Seer, Mute, Bjorn, and Mavet was off in the clouds, I believe.
As a horse.
As a horse. Nay.
Because God forbid he has to make it easy for us.
And then Team B was Aluya and Gumo and Camu, even though we don't really interact with him much.
No, because the DM was thinking about your exploration. Yes, he is present with you.
And so we infiltrate the fort to try and navigate our way to the obelisk, which we never found.
Yeah, weird.
There was something off about the fort. We somehow made it to the lower level and found this secret opening. The pink dude was there.
You found a wall filled with pelts in a giraffe pattern.
Yes. It leads to a small to medium sized tunnel, and we met two people there. A lady who was like a pet to a hag, and Gumo and Aluya, I guess, made a deal with her. Oh, that's what we have to do. Okay.
Yeah, you forced me. No, it's not
For good
we made
reason.
a deal, it's you forced me.
For good reason. Don't try to sugarcoat it. You tried to trick her into it.
Well, hey,
Let's make a deal.
I would have succeeded if you didn't step in.
So that we have to now do that for her. And then we made our way back to the front door where we met up with Eddie and Seer, but that's kind of where we left off.
Absolutely.
And stuff happened between Eddie, Seer, and Bjorn, but I didn't have that information.
Yeah,
and
absolutely
then
not.
it was our one shot.
Mm-hmm. So what happened during the one shot? Anyone want to fill me in here?
I can do it.
Okay. Then Nita can fill in the gap that you missed near the end.
Do it, lady.
All right. So, for the one shot, our group of characters, hard to remember their names at the moment, but I'll call them Rogue, Illricker, and Barbarian for now, just for ease of my mind. And also so we start off the session on a little boat in Oluya's homeland, and we meet this character called Revan after speaking to an old man whose name I cannot remember, but who is most certainly a Genasi. Yeah, I can't remember the old man's name, but I can remember the person in the cloak.
But hang on.
Revan, right?
Let's put the brakes on this really quick here. That to tell the rest of the party that wasn't a random ass man that I put in, buddy. That's a man from your backstory, specifically yours.
Specifically mine.
Yes, look at your own fucking Google document. That wasn't a random ass name that I pulled out. That was a guy for you.
Oh shit! No, I know who you're talking about now.
Wow, it's nice to know that you care so much.
And I remembered everything about my backstory, but that one guy's name.
Like I said, so pump the brakes. This one shot was like a little
one guy's name, man. I thought
this one shot was a little taste of how I was gonna handle adventures going forward. Like I grabbed everything from everybody's story and fucking threw it in this shit. Like
fuck.
Go on. So what was the guy's name?
Iris.
What's a moment?
Okay.
Iris.
Yep.
Iris, probably. Actually, considering how I spell things.
Yeah.
No, let's make it papyrus, because then we can have just like a really funny takes.
No.
You're such a boner.
All right, so... Oh, there was actually one more important thing that happened before we met with them that had to do with the role that we got, which revealed that Revan was apparently holding had some special kind of plant and soil. That we eventually found out he would sprinkle into corpses later on, but for the moment we noticed it, but we don't really we didn't get much of a grasp onto what it actually was during the one shot, although I'm sure Eddie would probably know more about its specifics. Then we met with Pyrrhus, who is totally not a necromancer, and Revan. They gave us our mission. We were to retrieve something from a sarcophagus, and we were to meet with a contact in a warehouse within Oluya's home city. So the three of us went and did so. It turns out this contact was Mum, who was hiding out in the warehouse, My character, the Illrigger, used a cube of force to entrap the area and prevent teleportation out. So when Revan started to
move.
kill Mum, Mum could not teleport away.
Yep.
So of course, Mum was then summarily executed by Aluya's one-shot character, the Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
We got up to various shenanigans throughout the city, such as killing members of a gang who had, I believe, silver shells as necklaces as the kind of sign that they were
Tattoos.
part of the gang. Tattoos.
So let me specify. Although they participated in gang-like activity, it was more of people being poor while having a job.
Okay. So the gangers.
The gangers.
No. So
I mean, we could
our
split the
characters were
difference. We could just call
ambushed.
them the bangers.
Yeah, the bangers.
So we killed the bangers that came after us to try and steal our stuff. And then we finally made our way into the cathedral where the sarcophagus and whatever was inside it was being held. We stormed the cathedral, killed pretty much everyone inside, including some guards who had guns, which is something that Gray pointed out as being important, but I don't know why.
Well, no one ever investigated it, but it's fine.
And then we killed, what was his name? Thorin?
Thorn, yeah.
Yep, we killed Thorin at the top of the cathedral, and we opened the sarcophagus to find...
To
A
find.
monk.
Little Sally Sue.
Now, before we continue, Mavet, Rakuzen, do you know who was in the sarcophagus?
I didn't read the notes. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
I
lie.
know you fucking didn't. Tell me if this sounds familiar. It was a mummified cat that yelled Alphonse. That strike any bells for you?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. So suck a dick for not following the one shot. Like I said, I got everybody's backstory in here. Continue, Tyler.
I mean, that's where my knowledge
Nita,
of things
pick it up.
ends.
Do you remember
Yeah, that's what I was
was in
trying to
there?
say.
Yep.
The mask. The mask was on the face of this
Do you remember the name of the
Mummified.
mask?
Liminal mask. There
Yeah.
we go.
That's a very important term, liminal. All right.
Hashtag non-spawn.
Not spawn. All right.
We were fighting this monk that does like DK damage. And Raven got a hold of the mask, put it on. He was going through it. And for some reason, with this mask, he started to grow larger. And we really didn't get to finish the fight with the monk because he pretty much grew so large, he kind of blew through the roof of this cathedral
Now,
and out.
before you finish, Rakuzen, when we say the word Raven, do you know who this person is?
I think it was one of John's characters.
Nope.
Uh-uh.
All right, you really need to re-listen to it because, Nita, who is Raven?
Raven is Mavet's original body.
Well, it's up in the air. It is a tree-like person spewing smoke that is looking for his father.
Yes.
Puts
he's
on
all
the
like-
mask and becomes a world tree. Again, you missed a lot, buddy.
Yes, I'm not the only one that fucked up.
I at least want to set the record straight on that. Again, you guys can have your own theories, but I at least want to cement that is a wood-like being spewing smoke with strange mushrooms with demons on it, not skulls. That is doing some questionable stuff.
So
Um,
big, he's branching out into the Azure Forest, which is kind of behind where the city is.
mhm. So yeah, things happened while you guys are fucking around in Frostart here. Nita, give yourself 5d10. Tyler, give yourself 3d10.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Many, many, many,
Just
many, many.
just to let you know, Recruitment, we have a edited podcast that's
Oh.
an hour and 40, 50
That's the
minutes that you
best
can
I've
listen to.
done.
What? But they'll keep out all of our best bits.
Hmm. All right, give yourselves all that money. All right.
Fuck.
Initially, I wanted to start off with the Frost Giant situation, but again, I'm going to give Moo just a little bit more time here. Again, I'm not going to hold off the session for her, but at least I'm going to give her a bit of time. So, let's switch things up. First of all, let me change the music.
So meanwhile, back in Codorosa.
Jornarosa. All right. So let's focus on the two of you, Aluya and Gumo. You have finished talking to this hag and its servant, or its pet, I should say, and you guys begin to walk out. I need to hear where you are in this situation. You guys begin to walk out. There's the pink-skinned elf that you've been talking to before, Medtorian, who is again in the antechamber. What do you guys do?
If I remember correctly, we were just at the point of meeting up with Eddie and Deer.
Yeah, because
Um,
timelines have been a little strange. If you guys go downstairs, you could even hear the conversation starting.
So Aaliyah would just, because she doesn't want to be in another hag situation. She kind of feels bad for the chick, but it's like a problem for another day. She would just try to go back and find Seer and Eddie because we cannot find this obelisk whatsoever.
Okay.
Maybe they will know.
Okay.
I wonder
You
what she
guys
meant
begin
by hunger.
one more time, Gumo.
I wonder what she meant by hunger. Is that what I'm feeling? I think so.
Your stomach is beginning to growl, and raw meat is sounding more appetizing than you initially considered.
Well, that's never happened before.
Considering your situation. Again, you see the pink elf like cupping his chin in his hand as he is looking around, and again, there is no obelisk. And I want to say,
Damn.
Nita, I was very nice with my wording with that hag. She will give you the obelisk. She will not show you it. I was considering saying show.
That's fine. Do what you need to.
I know.
It's
Well,
like
you were also very kind with
three
not
for
allowing me
three
to
with
check
hags,
Nita.
so it's okay.
You guys begin to go down the stairs. As you go down, you see the scene that we left off on, with the chieftain burying a great axe into another giant. That giant is pinned against the wall, impaled with this great axe that was thrown at him. And you see him approaching, blood-slickened body. What does Gumo and Luya do, seeing the situation?
I will say that last time he was in a garden and we had to get past him.
Mm-hmm.
The garden was important. We just couldn't figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I assume he came back and killed this guy. Well, it would be to avoid him and trying to get to the door because that's where we hear commotion, right?
Well,
Like
the
something's
door,
happening.
yeah, the door is like left open after the entrance with the giants. If you want to, you could leave towards the courtyard. And Eddie, you'd be seeing their approach and their attempt to leave again, if that influences anything you'd say or do. But please, go on.
You've got the lead.
For Luya, it would be wait where she is until it kind of clears out before she goes to join up with them, because we're not supposed to be seen.
Okay.
Uma will do the same. He kind of considers Aluya his handler at the moment.
Okay. Mega, I really do apologize, but we're going to be playing a little mini game here. And I'm going to trust you if you want to use Moo's character to the best of your knowledge to assist you in this matter. So let me explain this tiny mini game, because it's going to be different from what we played so far. And just be upfront with the community here, because it's a very familiar set of rules here. I'm going to be using a set of rules from Matt Colville's new game, Draw Steel, because this particular rule set is system agnostic. You really don't need a particular system to abide by these rules. But to keep it succinct and simple, we're going to be going into a negotiation here as this giant chieftain in a rage for his lost mother is finding anyone or anything to blame. And weirdly enough, he doesn't like the small folk much, as his burning eyes stare at Eddie and Seer. I will preface, Mega, that you will need to understand this character emotionally rather than logically, as he will be unbedding, or he will be withdrawing his weapon that was embedded into the giant and approaching you. Let me explain the rules very simply. This man has two different scores that I'm going to be keeping track of. What we'll call it is interest and patience. If the patience ever reaches 0, the negotiation is over. Depending on the level of interest will determine the deal that we will resolve with. I will give you an idea of what this sounds like. We go from a score of 0 to 5 for interest. If it's 5, whatever deal that you give out, he will yes and. Whatever deal you have, he will sweeten the deal. If it's interest 4, he will say yes to whatever you say. If it's interest 3, it's yes but. If it's interest 2, no but. If it's interest 1, no. If it's interest 0, no and. I hope that's simple enough for you to get the point across here that whatever you pitch is going to be influenced by the character themselves. We're going to be going through rounds of negotiation here. And depending on your roles, the patience will begin to dwindle. Your goal is to drive up this person's interest. Now, that's the baseline. The only thing that I have to mention beyond these scores is he has two things going for him when you're making your argument. He has what's called a motivation and a pitfall. If you dabble on any motivation, you'll get additional benefits to your role when you try to make it. If you ever stumble on a pitfall, anything that he severely dislikes, I won't ask for a test. It will just fail. Now, because Moo is gone here, she can be used as a way of trying to detect what his motivations are or his pitfalls. But hopefully you've had a little taste of the roleplay with this character, have an idea of his character to figure out what arguments you have to make to avoid getting into combat here. Now, this is your opportunity to pitch for anything you want, because I believe the initial motivation for even talking to this person was to raise, I wouldn't quite say an army, but at least like forces against the statues towards the ice tower. Am I correct with that?
Well, two topics were brought up. The first one is that we did have a genuine interest in looking into the I forget, did we call him a titan or a giant?
The Boreas is a titan. It's very important.
Okay.
He is a titan.
All right. Yep. All right, I just had to be sure. Yeah, so our genuine interest in Boreas's current condition, hence why, like we were planning on working with his mother, or who we didn't know at the time was his mother. It's like, and then that's led to this whole scene. And then also we brought up possibly dealing with an invading force. It's like, but yeah, those are the two main things that we brought up during this conversation before shit hit the fan.
Yeah, and to let you know, you can during this little challenge here, you can get everything that you want should the rolls like go in your favor. But again, this could just blow up in your face through no fault of your own. But before we continue on with this challenge, Luya mentioned something interesting that I don't think we covered here. Luya, while you left during the last session, there was a lot of mentions towards the shaman. I believe it was mentioned even while you're here with the Eddie and Seer talking at the gate, and one of the gatekeepers mentioning that, shaman can handle it, and another guard telling him to shut the hell up. It's none of his business. What you guys missed is during the final moments of the session, the chieftain asked for the shaman to be brought down, and there was a silence amongst the giants. And one of the giants brought up that the shaman was missing, and the chieftain asked, "What the hell do you mean they're missing?" and threw an axe through their body and revealed that he wants a troop immediately to find his lost mother, who is the shaman. But again, that just got glossed over because we have a lot of information flow going through these recaps here. So let's get started here. Before I even get started, any questions on your end, Eddie? Like towards what we're about to go through, besides hitting the ground running here.
I mean, I guess I understand it. Obviously, if any particulars come up, they'll come up when they do.
Yeah. So at least I will say that this giant is suspicious of you enough to maybe be aggressive and to execute you for even showing up during this coincidence. That being said, because he is suspicious, we're going to have the starting values of interest and patience be at 2. So this is going to be a bit of an uphill battle. Like I said, you have control of Moo's character until she shows up here. So it can be used as a resource to either help with your arguments or to figure out information here. So we start off with the giant putting his foot against a pillar and just reeling back with this great axe, bringing it forth in a spew of blood going across his body and face from the giant that he impaled. That said giant falls to his knees and his forearms hit the floor, and he's breathing with heavy heaves. The chieftain drags the great axe back to where he was, sparks flying in the air on this frost-covered room, this antechamber. And his icy gaze looks towards Eddie and Seer. And he says, You came here when she left. You came here when my most precious was taken from me. Small folk. Small folk. And you see, like, the colors of his tattoos beginning to glow like fire on him. And you see that he is about to go into a rage with his temperament. Eddie, I need to ask you, how do you dissuade these notions from this chieftain?
I guess probably consulting a bit with Sears. It's like maybe just confirm, but Eddie's first comment would say, "It is as you said, we are small folk. However, do you really believe that small folk are capable of taking away someone so large and powerful as a giant folk?" Almost maybe to emphasize this a bit, just kind of like rolling up his sleeve for a moment and like showing his non-muscles.
Yeah. All right, I like that a lot. I'm gonna lower the DC, and I'm gonna explain why after the roll here. But I will say you have not dabbled on like his personal motivation or any of his pitfalls. So it's not automatic failure, but you don't get an additional benefit here. But it's a good start. So I believe, again, it just sounds like a persuasion, unless you can argue for a different skill here. So please, go ahead.
Oh, come on.
Yep. And keep in mind with these rolls, we do go with failing by 5 and succeeding by 5 for different variations of success and failure here.
Come on.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Foundry did a stupid thing and I'm refreshing.
Yeah, speaking of Foundry, you should probably switch up what we're looking at here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, shut the hell up. You know, running is hard. Running is hard.
Gray and forgetting his maps again.
Happens.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, so I was saying, Christ, I know I had something for this. I even showed it during one of our games here, but I can't fucking find it.
It's okay, Gray. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's everybody's first time DMing here. Holy fucking shit.
Nice.
I mean, guess it's hard to beat that logic, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Even fail those?
He can, depending on the argument. The DCs can get out of hand here. But I will say the initial DC for your argument was 17, reduced to 15. Without going into it, 28 definitely is a critical success here. So that is very good. I will say with critical success, you get the following effects. The NPC's interest increases by 1. But because, again, you did not go towards their motivation or pitfall, their patience still reduces by 1. And thankfully, it only decreases by 1 here. Put this down so I don't actually forget all the shit I'm talking about here.
Well, the main purpose of the argument is, at the very least,
yes,
cutting back on the whole, what the fuck did we do?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So he is currently at patience 1, interest 3. Again, if you have another successful argument, you can increase this to a yes to whatever proposal and argument that you make. But you know that your you're testing this man's patience. You can see the glow in his eyes. You know that the negotiation will not last unless you tackle his own interest here. And you see his knuckles going white from how hard he is gripping his great axe. And he is heavily breathing. A large woman, you say? No. No. You could not have possibly taken her. And Eddie, as a part of that critical success, with the stress they put on large woman, you believe that you made a good faux pas here, as if you were not talking about a giant who was stolen. And I would say at this point, because you have alleviated that feeling that you are the culprits, he goes down to his throne and his eyes glower at the giants within the throne room. This grand hall, I should say. And he looks towards you, Eddie. And before he begins speaking, is there anything that you would have Seer do to gather information for you or to add to your argument? So, like, if she's proficient with persuasion, she can give you advantage. If not, she could gather a bit of information before we move on here.
It's like, well, honestly, if there's a suspicion here that perhaps his mother actually isn't, possibly isn't Giantkin, then I think I would possibly have Seer maybe do a little bit of investigative work, like seeing if maybe there's any particular features of this giant that maybe would suggest mixed ancestry.
Okay, I like that. All right. I'm gonna roll for her in this situation. And again, if that's where we're going with this, it'll just be an investigation, which she does have a +10. So I got a DC in mind here. Oh, that should not have been private. Let me fix that.
It was a question.
No. It was a 20. Again, the DC I had in mind was a 20, so she meets. So
Nice.
the information I can give you, and I'm going to give you a little bit here. Because she didn't give a critical success, I'm not going to give you too much, but the very least I can tell you is he does have some human qualities to him. And I guess the way that I would represent that is where his muscles are. Because again, you know, like when we get human to giant interbreeding, we usually get, I'm trying to think of the race off the top of my head. The
Goliath.
Yeah, thank you, Goliath. We get to Goliath territory, but in this situation, you can see that it favored the father in this situation, or at least the frost giant, and you could, or at least Seer could tell this through how the muscle is put throughout the body. Like he's slimmer in some areas where he should have more thicker muscles. But you see that the human aspect of him has put himself in a leadership role where he is commanding these other giants through intelligence. The tidbit that I will add to it, knowing that the mother is human, the father is a frost giant, is this man has an obsession with not only his legacy, but the protection of this woman, which you took note of initially with trying, I should say, the trying speech. There is only what you can do, and nothing matters when you try, which is counter to the culture, frost giants. So you know these two aspects, legacy and protection, that you can lean into to get more effect here. That being said, Seer mentions that quietly to you. And how does Eddie take that information to move forward here?
It's like Eddie will consider for a moment. It's like, and then because it makes more sense to keep like following a similar like train, but leading into the next bit. It's like so then, even though we are not responsible for her disappearance, we would be more than happy to aid in the search. After all, with how strongly protected this place seems to be, it is very unlikely that she simply slipped away unnoticed.
No, it is impossible. And again, staring at the giants that withheld this information from him, he will continue on to say, "There is no way she would slip away without our notice." Then I must ask, what can you small folk do to help us? How am I sure that you would not get in our way?
Well, as it would happen, we in and of ourselves are quite skilled in searching for any number of things, but people are included.
Okay. Now, with that in mind, Mega, before I have you make this roll, because this could either be a start to a subsequent roll or be the finishing roll here, I want you to ask the giant for what you would want out of this. What does your party gain from doing this service?
As Eddie would go on to say, in the end, I do believe that without the might of the giants, the oncoming forces that plan to invade this place will be completely unmatched. If we assist you in the two matters that we have just discussed, we would be more than gracious to accept your acts against these forces.
All right. Because you dabbled on protection here towards his own mother, we're going to deal with a different role here. Do you feel like persuasion still fits a bill here, or do you have another skill in mind that would fit better?
Uh, I mean, I'm looking at things and like I just don't think anything else really fits because this is again more of a negotiation in the current moment.
Yep. All right. Then please make me a persuasion check. Keep in mind, we have degrees of success and failure. Oof! Fucking hell.
I mean,
Oh, that's
I have an inspiration. My
yeah, I
friends.
know, but I'll at least mention it to the audience. He got a 3 for 15.
I'll just.
Yeah.
What was the roll on the D4?
3.
Okay, just hold.
Yep. So
We'll just
whatever you
re-roll
roll,
the
plus
D20.
3. Yep. Okay.
And I actually do have a hanging D6, so I might as well add to that
Okay.
in the event that it's either not enough or maybe put it over the mark. I just know that Seer is out of Flash of Geniuses, so we can't use those.
Yep. Makes sense. Oh my god, 6. What's the
Nice.
total
24.
with that +3? Jesus. All right. God. Well, I'll tell you, you're a one-off. Critical. Well, the DC was 20. You
Oh,
you avoided a critical failure with that with that use of inspiration here. But again, with the success, you increase their interest again by 1. But unfortunately, because it was not a critical, their patience again goes down. So, in our case, with an interest of 4, you get exactly what you want. There is no yes and, there is no yes but. It is just a simple yes. You get what you want. So I believe how that manifests is perhaps like a long moment of silence between you and the giant. Give me a little bit of flavor here. How do you stand against like people that are, 18, 20, 22 like feet, just staring, looking down upon you? How does Eddie stand within this antechamber making this argument?
Honestly, it might resemble at least a little bit how he, like, after like sitting in on other negotiations, like within his own family, particularly possibly modeling after his father.
Mhm.
Just like, it's like he would be making sure that his body stands firm and maybe even like playing around with even kind of like blowing on the blowing a bit of the smoke from his vape pen while he's doing it. Basically, I mean, like basically imagine just like a classic mobster film. It's
Mhm.
like back when everybody was smoking in films, uh, just like occasionally like putting it in his mouth, sucking in a bit before continuing. So, and then maybe kind of like ending with, so then, how would that sound? Can we agree to that?
And again, there is a long pause. Perhaps even like Seer begins to get a bit nervous here. Or at least like her anxiety or social anxiety begins to kick in. We see Nita and Gumo, Aluya and Gumo in the background, invisible to the giants, visible to you, reaching for their weapons, getting ready here for everything to break out. And you see the giant grip the arm of his throat. Spider web fractures begin to form through this masonry, and dust piles into his hand as he lifts it up and takes a deep breath. If you small folk can do what you say, giants never turn down a fight. And as his laugh begins to bellow, like you see a few giants begin to nervously laugh with him. And as it dies, as it reaches its crescendo here, he will continue on saying, "Prove me wrong, little man. Show me my mother. If you can do such a feat, I will draw blood for you."
Then we have an agreement.
Our kind does not go back on our word. And do you see that as a snide remark towards past transgressions?
And my family doesn't go back on its.
We will see. What does Eddie and Seer do in this situation?
Well, since we are now part of the search, would you be able to offer a description of your mother? Simply so that we don't confuse her for anyone else that we might be looking across.
And you see like a smile go on his face. Like it's the same kind of smile you would get with talking to a child about their favorite meal. Like there's a very soft expression on their face as they think about their mother. And they will describe the woman as such. She is the same height as you, small folk. Gray hair, brown and lush. She wears a fur mantle, and she's adorned with jewelry, with emerald green eyes. And with that, I'm going to show you a picture of the woman that he's describing.
So then, since it appears that your guards have known that she has been missing for a while, how long has she been missing to their knowledge?
Well,
When
how long has she been missing? And you see the one that was embedded and wounded beginning to rise from the ground with as much pride as he could. As he stands up, he will say, "She was missing earlier this morning."
and when was she last seen?
The night prior. They always do a patrol, an inspection. And she was in her room.
So then, in other words, any time between the previous night and this morning, she could have at least gone somewhere. Would we have permission to enter her quarters?
Because of your negotiation, Mega, he will say, "Granted."
In which case, like looking over at Seer, let's see if we can find anything that might suggest any foul play.
Okay. What does Aluya and Gumo do? Because I assume at this point, Eddie is walking with a few giants here to be led to the room, along with Seer.
I was away for like a few minutes.
Loud and
Was
proud,
there
girl.
any mention? Oh, sorry. My
Yeah.
My mic was far away.
Yeah, no problem.
I was away for a few minutes. So was there any mention of us helping in this search, or it's just Seer and Eddie doing this?
Both of you are, in all case and purposes, invisible, and Omega has not outed you, but you would have no trouble following them.
Okay. Then I would do that. Just stay out of their way and follow.
Okay.
Although, one extra thing that maybe, I don't know if like Seer would be the one to head this particular role. But does it seem that the leader in particular, given what we know of him, like were they out of eye shot of him? It's like, or did he possibly even like give any indication that he noticed something?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna roll an insight check for Seer on this one. That is a behavior that you need to look at the body language for.
I could actually give her advantage as I am proficient in insight.
Okay.
I'll even guide her because I can.
Okay, I'll allow for it. I'm gonna make this a private roll on purpose here, so it doesn't influence our decisions. And I'll tell you what she gets. Okay. Understood. That's with the advantage and guidance. I'll add that D4. Okay. So, what Seer will notice is that, thankfully, Aluya and Gumo have not come into a straight contact with this particular giant, and she would theorize that perhaps like the tactics we've been seeing might be less effective towards this particular individual. That said, like he has not made direct eye contact with them. They've always been just in the peripheral or like out of sight as he was in this rage. But I will give you inspiration for making that note.
In which case, as they're going down the hall, actually, I'm just double checking to make sure. Yeah. Eddie will make sure to send a message to, I guess we're officially calling them Group B now.
Yeah, Group B.
Yep.
Informing them to, as a point of caution, trying to stay out of the sight of the leader.
Yeah.
By any means.
Yeah, and I will even go on to say the light obscurement caused by Rakuzen, being the cloud pony in the sky, creating his little wind buffets, has been assisting this effort. And I will say, Mavet, I've been waiting for this particular scene, and this is where your mechanical benefit comes into play here. If you did not do that, this would be a different story. But yes, like because of the wind creating light obscurement, and again your foresight and the way that Aluya and Gumo have been playing their roles here, he has not taken notice of them. But you know that this disguise, although not completely ineffective, is not as secure as most giants. But yes. Unless I hear anything different, you guys are led up to her personal chambers. Is there anything I should know before I transition here?
That Aluya and Gumo are just gonna fuck right there in front of everybody.
I totally know how to do it. Don't worry, I'll take the reins.
It's very
I'll be on
unfortunate,
the side.
Tyler. I was gonna say it's very unfortunate, Tyler, because you were not present when it was discovered that Aluya has never had a personal relationship or knows anything about sex. His heart
Oh.
can't pump. He can't get hard. He has the same problem.
Oh, she
dude.
doesn't know what to go off of, so you might be a winner.
There you go.
Has nobody ever heard of a death erection?
You all, the entire group, begin to make your way to her chambers. To explain what we're looking at here, you see a large chamber, probably 30 by 20, and with I won't say a vista, but at least like a balcony that can be used with glass panels that open. You see that this entire room is furnished with druidic trinkets. Like you see, like animal pelts, bone scrimshaw, even like a desk with a bone left on it. It appears as if she enjoyed etching into bones here. But instead of wind chimes, you see a bunch of hanging animal parts and bones around the room. You guys are introduced to the room by the giants, one of which was the injured one. Before one of them lingers and the rest moves on. What do you guys do? Keep in mind, one giant is still here.
So, in which case, it's like Eddie is going to say out loud. It's like maybe a bit louder than you would normally say to somebody who is right next to you.
Hmm.
So, well, I think it would probably be a good idea to look to see if there's anything that seems unusual for a lived-in space, or possibly even places where there was recent activity.
Okay. And what does our invisible people do with that information?
So they're in the room. Is this guy posted inside or outside?
Outside the room, and he occasionally makes like side glances in. Just imagine like his back is towards the room, leaning against the entrance.
Okay. We're still painted, right? So they can't technically see us, right?
He hasn't attacked you yet.
Okay. So I will trying to see what I can do.
Okay.
Going into cloud form, he will see a cloud. We walk quietly as best we can. We can maybe.
Okay.
What I will do is what.
Wait, in cloud form, correct?
No.
Okay,
Cloud form.
just-
He sees us as a cloud.
Okay. Got you. Just wanted to make sure you're not using the wind walk while doing an investigation, because it's literally the
No.
one thing you can't do.
And if I were to think or be like, "Hey, Eddie," in my mind, would Eddie get it?
I mean, just above table, it's like you can always like say, for example, tap his shoulder to get his attention, and then he can just message you. Worth noting.
Yep.
Because I thought that you guys were in the room and we're outside and we have to make our way into the room with you.
No,
That's
no.
why.
Everybody's in the room. And
Okay, there's
Yeah.
where my confusion was.
Yeah.
Got it.
you're all in the room.
Then I will kind of give him the thumbs up and I'll do like the peepers, like look at my eyes. I'll look around the room and thumbs up.
Okay.
So I don't try and make a sound, and I will help investigate and look for clues about where this mother has possibly gone.
And Gumo? What would you do? Yeah, I'm calling you out. Silence. All right. Recusant, let's take a little pulse on you. Like, again, you can see, like, your allies investigating this room. Are you still dancing up above and creating the storm?
Of course.
All right. So let me hear what Mega and Aluya does.
I'm looking for something that might be out of place or anything damaged, like if there was like a struggle of some kind.
Okay. Mega, the same thing, or are you pursuing something different?
Sorry, she cut out a lip for me. What is she doing specifically?
Repeat yourself one more time, Aluya.
I'm looking to see if there's anything out of place. Maybe there was a struggle of some kind. That's what I'm looking for.
Although, quick question, Aluya.
Mhm.
What cleric spells do you have prepared today?
Since it's been the same day for about 3 weeks,
up.
I have. Give me a minute. I have light. I have.
Yeah.
Let's go for the leveled spells, please.
Bless. Bless. Ceremony. Cure wounds. Not many. Fog cloud. Healing word. And I think that is a shield of faith. Thunderwave. Not much else.
I guess I couldn't remember if you had any second level spells or not.
No. Nope. Nothing. I have spells, nothing prepared. I take that back. Gust of wind. But they give it to me.
Fire.
Give it to you. Actually, then you should have 2 elite prepared spells for level 2. But
Yes. The other one they gave me was Shatter.
right. Okay. I was just making sure of like what we had going for us. So I think while like Aluya is in general just kind of looking around, that he would, since this does seem to be a bit druidic, maybe looking to see if there was anything going on at what would be the closest thing to like a workstation for her.
Okay. Yeah. Like, again, you see like tools and components on her writing desk. Doesn't look like she does a lot of traditional writing. That'd be an area that'd be considered her workstation. So, yeah, both of you give me investigation check. You're both looking at 2 different things here. And just to be clear, Are you just looking for any clues, Eddie, or is there anything specific that you're looking at for her workstation?
I mean, because at least for the time being, since it seems unlikely that she had been absconded with, he would actually see if maybe like she was in the middle of doing something and perhaps, for example, was missing something.
Okay.
And needed to go retrieve it.
Got it. All right, both of you make me an investigation check, please. And Gumo, anything particular on yours? You give an advantage, or are you looking for something else?
I was actually thinking I'd try and give a bardic inspiration to whoever had the highest investigation score.
Oh, I bet, you motherfucker. Okay, 14 for Aluya, and let's see what Eddie gets.
Here,
yeah,
Eddie, have a bardic inspiration.
I mean, technically nothing's stopping you from giving 2 people investigations.
Yeah, go right ahead. This is in combat.
Or 2 people bardic inspirations, I should say.
Would you
I
like
have
to do
only
that?
one.
Okay.
I'm spending a spell slot to get back the other.
I mean, that's something you could just keep doing.
I know, I'm trying to save my spell slots.
And what are you even using your lower level spell slots for?
Oh, fuck.
Why didn't you take your bardic inspiration?
That's fucking gold. Holy shit. What are you even using them for?
I have rhymes binding ice. Fuck you.
Well, not as useful in this situation, you know? Like, rhymes binding ice ain't gonna find you any fucking clues.
Okay, great. You want me to silvery barbs him instead?
I would appreciate it.
I'm only being half cheeky there, in the sense that since I think we're actually approaching like something close to the end of the day, combined with the fact that we might not actually see any combat.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not poo-pooing like your spell slot reserves. It's like
Look, I know my spells are all damaging spells, okay? I know I have no useful utility. Fine, I'll give myself back 3 more. Are you happy? Are you happy?
Well, just keep in mind, like the only reason why I'm bringing it up a little bit is because only one of us in the entire party has investigation proficiency, so it's not like we can just regularly give ourselves advantage. So nominal bonuses do help.
Aluya get one too.
There we go. All right. So let's see
And
Eddie's roll.
Since this is...
and both the rolls for the inspiration.
I'm actually trying to see whether it would be better for Seer to help Aluya or to help Eddie.
A D6 or D8?
Should be a D10.
Oh, no. Okay, even better.
Aluya has a -1 to her intelligence.
Well, it doesn't matter. She got a 22.
22.
All
Let's
right,
see, 14
then I
plus
guess
8. Yeah, that's
Seer
22.
will help
So she
Eddie.
got a 21.
And you know what?
She got a 22.
Maybe it's for the best anyway, because that would be maybe more up Seer's alley as well. Like if we're looking at a workstation, then she might actually have an easier time picking out things that maybe Eddie would otherwise miss out on. Although, actually, no, that's a fair point, though. We'll just go with it. It's an awkward situation. Otherwise, I would normally have Seer just do the investigation herself, and then maybe I would do a third thing. But it's a bit iffy. So I'll just take advantage with nominal bonuses.
Gotcha.
I gave you a bardic inspiration. You are going to use it.
Yeah, that's why I said nominal bonus. So please roll.
Well, I'll first roll with the d4 just to see what happens. If I don't have to use it for the first roll, that would be great.
That's fair.
Because I think in the new rules it lasts for an hour.
Yeah, something like that. You got 19.
So do I want to boost that? You know what? Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
a critical success might help.
And if you get a 10, that's a 29. Nope, that's a 22.
Unfortunately,
22 is.
unfortunately, not a critical success for you. But again, you boosted yourself out of a failure there.
Well, there we go.
Let's see. Yeah, like I said, he's focusing on the important thing, and he's picking up on some shit here. So let's look at this. First of all, Aluya got a 22. You said.
Yerp.
Yep, 22. So we'll start off with that, then we'll end with Eddie. Aluya, you actually got a critical because you're at, like, just to make sure that I'm hitting the nail on the head here. You said you're looking for something that's missing in the shop, correct?
If something was out of place or signs of a struggle, that's what I was going
Okay.
for.
Something's out of place or signs of a struggle. You do not see signs of a struggle, but what you do see is, and let me be very clear on what you're looking at here. The unusual feature and decor of the room is these meat hooks on chains that are hanging from the ceiling, and you see animals hung up onto it, and their pelts being torn off, their meats being carved from the body. What you do see is one of these chains with a bloody hook missing an animal. And what's strange to you, again, just looking around, looking about, you do see, like, haphazardly, like tossed in a pile, is a pelt of what you'd assume to be a deer. Looking at this pelt, you do see something very strange in it. You see magical glyphs carved, or at least like an impression of magical glyphs on the red meat portion of these pelts, although they stay mysterious to you. Again, just to recap, an animal is missing, its pelt remains, and with onto said pelt is magical glyphs on the meaty side of it, not the fur. Again, that's all the information I can give you, and that critical success is noticing the magical runes and glyphs on the skin. Towards you, Eddie. Again, like I said, you're hitting the nail on the head here. You're focusing on the primary thing, the workstation. Now, with the success, you notice two things. First of which, you notice a handprint on the desk. And weirdly enough, having a look at it, it seems to be made of blue paint, which is strange. Furthermore, the positioning of that handprint would indicate that someone was resting and looking towards the chair while standing up. That aside, you notice the work on the table, again, scrimshaw and carvings of a bone. And you see hieroglyphs of a ruin on a lake. And you see from these ruins on this lake a garden beginning to form. It looks as if what you are looking at is a location with a location in spring, I should say. But again, this all seems like disjointed information. Both of you guys got clues, but have nothing to really do with it. What would you guys like to do with these clues as you discover them?
I think I would kind of motion Seer over and kind of, technically I'm supposed to have a journal
Mm-hmm.
of my stuff, and I'll write to Seer, what do these glyphs means, or what are they?
Okay. All right, and Eddie?
Actually, since I am trying to piece some things together,
Okay.
if Eddie notices that, I think he would actually assist her in that check, since
Okay.
they're both proficient in Arcana.
All right, I like that. Yeah, please. Make the check with advantage.
And get a bardic inspiration.
Oh, spending more spell slots, I see.
No, I'm holding some.
Okay.
I gave myself up to 3, so now I
Okay.
have 2 after spending that one.
Good man. Good man.
I mean, if you really need to, like, if we have to go somewhere, we could take a short rest before we go there.
Yep.
It's just
I'm mostly just trying to hold on to stuff like silvery barbs and my more powerful spells. That's all.
Hold the clutch.
I know what Gray will do to me if I don't.
Yep.
sorry, just it's like it does me no good if I'm trying to roll from that sheet.
Which one of you is making the roll? Is it Aluya or you?
I was
Okay.
I was assisting Steer since I
All right.
think she called her over specifically so that she could make the check.
Okay.
And Sierra now has the bardic inspiration and advantage from Eddie.
Understood. I'll make the roll.
And she can have guidance because that's
hang on.
kind of free.
Let me reveal that. That wasn't meant to be secret here. Guidance.
Kuma's just dancing while everybody else is performing an actual investigation. No better than Mavet.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
30.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right.
I don't think we need to use the bardic for that, or I
No.
don't at least see it being accounted for.
It's a critical success. You got me with that. All right.
We can make it 40.
Okay. So this is what she takes note of again, and because it's a critical success, I'm going to tie in both the clues that you discovered, the bone and the pelt. Looking at this information, her eyes begin to widen as she will explain to everybody that the inscriptions on the bone and on the pelt, again, an oversight on your end, Eddie, from just getting the success. The inscription and language on the bone is from Gashayan origin. And again, just to reiterate, especially to you, Tyler, Gashayan meaning changeling. This is of a changeling origin. And looking at the symbols itself, it looks like the area depicted on the bone is a location that was built by changelings. And the pelt, strangely enough, is a music sheet. Again, very strange. It looks as if you're looking at a music sheet. So you see the lines, you see the symbols.
Sorry. On the bone, it reveals a location?
Yes, it reveals a location built by Gashayans, changelings. The pelt appears to be a music sheet.
could I try and play the music? Maybe. Well, there's no instruments necessarily on hand. Actually, let me check if I have one. I don't think I do. No, but could I try to dance to the rhythm of the sheet and make music that way
Dance to the
through
rhythm.
the sound of my body hitting the ground?
I wouldn't allow
The
for
rhythm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't allow for dancing, but if you asked for instruments and tried to test this out, I would allow for it.
Ah, so you've never heard of ham boning. But yeah. No, I'd definitely like to try that if we can find some instruments.
Okay. I assume again. I assume basic intelligence from your end. You'd communicate to Eddie. Am I correct with that?
Yes. I'd tell him that I could play a flute or a lyre.
Okay.
I'm good with
Eddie,
either.
what do you do with that information, Eddie?
Actually, well, good question now. Are there already musical instruments in this room?
I'm glad you asked. Why don't we do a investigation?
Well,
all right. I want you guys to fill the dead air for a second as you guys are making the roll. In fact, Seer, why don't you? Why doesn't the group inform Seer of what she's missed so far until I get back here?
all right.
I'm ready.
All right, Seer, I know that you were here for the entire time that all of this was being done. It's like, but pretending like we're in a TV series where we just started with the next episode after the previous episode ended a week ago, we're now going to exposit
3
out loud
weeks.
everything that we figured out the last episode.
Right.
No, Eddie, don't mansplain.
I don't know what an episode is, but I'll just go with what you're saying.
Oh, I have to introduce you to so much more ScryTube.
Scroll tube.
Does this make a lot of sense, Louis? I'm sorry if I was dazed.
I didn't even notice. You always look like you're in super thought smart stuff, and I like looking at you.
But at any rate, we were able to successfully negotiate with the leader. It's like if we help him find his mother, as well as help. Well, I guess more of the Boreas thing is kind of like on the side. But basically, as long as we help in the end, it's like they will lend their battle strength against the oncoming invasion by the Rebirth Bastion. So as part of that, we have come over to his mother's room in hopes of finding clues about where she had gone, whether by force or by her own volition. And as it would turn out, there is a set of bones that apparently reveals some sort of location. It's like created specifically by Changeling. And inside of this fur thing here, it's like apparently it is some sort of musical sheet. Now, I'm just spitballing here. It's like, but for the time being, we are looking around for an instrument, but I think we might have uncovered some sort of Legend of Zelda situation where there is a dungeon somewhere, and the only way to open the doorway is to play a song for it.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Important question though. Are we talking about the fallen time situation or the successful time situation? I just had to understand which way we're going on that one. If it's based off the epics of this person that's not named Zelda.
Epics of not Zelda.
Yes, as it would be told in the great scriptures of the many adventures of the hero of Zelda, not the hero Zelda, the hero of Zelda. It's,
Then, with that said, an instrument, you say? Does it have to be an instrument, or does it have to be just something that you could do percussions with?
I don't know. I haven't looked at sheet music a lot, but I would assume that if there's any amount of connection between notes, as in being able to hold, more than likely it is at least an instrument that requires breathing.
Use your most
Or an organ.
natural
Force that.
device, then. Just sing
Do
it.
you mean ham boning?
Stop trying
no,
to make it work.
sing it. You could just your vocals.
Hmm.
Do you attempt
Well, I
to
have
sing
thought
it?
of a song that I could sing.
Although with that said, it would probably be a good idea to see if there's an instrument here anyway, because wouldn't it be just super embarrassing if you actually had to play a specific instrument in order to unlock the dungeon?
As long as it's not a clay ball full of holes, we're good.
Anyway, we were hoping that maybe you could look around the room a bit, since you're pretty good at finding things. Look, it's a work kind of room. It's kind of a mess.
Ah, yes,
If you need me
chaotic
to, I can.
organization.
If you need me to, I can sing, so that way you can use that bardic inspiration I gave you.
Sure, why not? Let me just spin around really quick.
Spin around.
Oh, all right.
She does a little twirl.
Hallelujah.
Should I roll an investigation then?
Yeah, if you have investigation, guidance can be provided, and you were also already given bardic inspiration, so you have a few safety nets, is basically what we're getting at.
Also, I shouldn't have exhaustion anymore. I keep getting a -2. I don't know why.
Why don't you have exhaustion anymore?
I haven't been hiding myself as much anymore. Oh, never mind. No, actually, wait. Did I didn't hide myself with the giants. I shouldn't have anymore.
No, the problem is that we haven't had a long rest
Yeah.
in a few months,
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Never mind. All right, we're good.
and you're not a level 10 ranger who can short rest levels of exhaustion off your butt.
All right.
You might want to use that bardic inspiration.
I
Get almost
can't
to 30
remember if I
again.
mentioned it with this group. I'm not gonna keep prompting you guys. When you declare the rolls, it's sealed. So it's on you.
I got. Why is it saying Arcana? Oh no. Wait. What?
Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down, because we're
You
seeing.
rolled an investigation.
So,
Let me go.
what were you saying though, Gray?
I was saying, like, I'm not going to be prompting you guys to use hero points or inspiration to save time. If you guys declare the roll, like for example, if Sierra says 19, I'm gonna assume she doesn't want to use anything, and that's a roll as taken, or at least that's the mentality I'm going to be going with down this road.
I mean,
here.
at least with bardic inspiration, that's use as you want it.
Yeah.
It's like a.
It
but
also
she forgot to roll the
specifically.
guidance to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also specifically says that you can use it after it's been determined that you fail a check. The bardic inspiration.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I'm talking more towards like hero points and inspiration and everything. I'm just not going to keep baiting you guys. Yeah.
Okay, then I got a 19, but I'm gonna first do the bardic, which is a D10.
Yep.
And you
Also, Greg,
also
you're
have a
not baiting
guidance
us
roll.
anymore. You're no longer a master at it.
So I rolled both of them.
29
29.
or at minimum 30.
plus a D4.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at minimum 30.
All
Well, I
right.
already put the D4.
So
29.
what you guys find is beneath the bed, covered and wrapped in a pelt, is an instrument. It's made of wood and has peculiar strings to it. It's a violin. And you notice that the strings are very flesh-like. And Moo, what you are looking at, Moo, is a violin stringed with vocal cords.
Oh.
Oh, that implies something even grosser.
I mean, let's cut to the chase of one thing. I could fix Bjorn.
There you go. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Never went through my mind. Period. Was not intentional. Was not meant to be a fix for you guys. That was prepared well before fucking Bjorn lost his fucking voice. But that's awesome.
Well, now, before you repair Bjorn, you simply must let me play that.
Bjorn gives you a cold look.
What? It's
I
a
mean-
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
If you do play it, we'll know what
Bjorn
exactly
gives
what Bjorn.
a look off in the distance where he heard a voice.
I mean, it might be a good
fuck
idea
it,
to
got
test.
me.
I say this too. If we test it, mainly because, well, if we do this, this might be Bjorn's voice, and that means I need to, quotation mark, tune it.
Hmm. Well,
All
let
we
me
know,
see
like,
it.
the mother's just so sassy. Or she just took it from some very sassy bitches.
Too
Like,
much
oh my
sass in this voice.
God. Hold on now.
This
Let's
voice is
tweak it a
very
little.
cursed for a lot of reasons.
Oh.
Hey,
Right.
bestie.
Okay, what the fuck do you guys do with the violin?
I'm playing it.
They play it.
Okay, make me a performance check. And this is, again, probably one of the most important checks you make. So keep that in mind.
Uh-oh.
Pressure's
What do
on.
you mean, uh-oh?
Nothing.
Pressure.
Nothing at all.
Pressure.
Yeah, still have 2 0
Plus
points.
the wrong
All
Are
right.
you proficient in performance, or?
What are you asking the bard if he's not proficient in performance? Of course I am.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a good question to ask, because not every bard actually takes the performance skill, believe
I
it or
may
not.
not only be
got lucky.
half proficient.
All right. So as
26.
as you bring the bowstring down to the vocal cords, you hear singing. Unlike what you would expect to come from a violin. Again, it doesn't sound like an instrument. It sounds like a choir is being played. And as you follow this music sheet, this room begins to feel warm. It feels like spring is entering this room. It's nice, cozy, and warm. And even outside, you see like the ice and snow begin to melt from this heat. From your observation, it appears you have changed not only the temperature, but the season within this room.
Oh.
Oh, the dungeon is frozen in ice.
Gumo's going to look at Seer, look back at the violin, look back at Seer, and quickly pocket the violin.
I hope you realize that. I have bad news for you there, Mr. I don't know how to play an instrument, but you're needed to pull that back out to be able to do what we need to do.
It's not even just that. Like, he's out in the fucking open. Like, yeah, he pockets it right in front of you.
Also, I think you forgot how large a violin is. Like, what pocket?
Fucking hammer space, man. Hammer space.
Doesn't wear a shirt either.
Oh my god.
Even worse. Just like the only place is in your pants. Which
Gumo
either
with a
that, if it's in
suspiciously
your
large pant
itself,
leg.
like, or you're just shoving it up your ass, in which case there's easier ways to get off.
Keep in
Oh my
mind.
god, Gray. Wait, I just realized, Gray, remember
Yeah.
what we were talking about with the sword and me being
Yeah.
able to fit it in my throat?
So you tried to swallow the violin. Tyler?
If it will work,
It's reasonable to swallow a sword because the shaft is narrow. Can you visualize swallowing a violin?
No,
Okay,
Yeah,
but I
that's why
could
fucking
swallow
thought.
Gumo,
the
last time
actual
you did this,
bow.
you said it was a sword, but it was actually a dagger. Don't hype yourself up.
No, it's a sword. It's a sword.
Yeah,
It's
short
a
sword.
Oh my god.
Either way, I keep the violin away from Seer.
Okay.
At least we know who has more experience with instruments now and tools.
Bjorn looks at the floating violin longingly.
Although, guys, actually, quick question. Seer, no, sorry, not Seer. Wow. Eddie is going to send a message to Camelou.
Oh, okay. He is part of the group.
This might be sensitive information, but understand I don't ask it without reason. What
you
is
not?
the paint made of?
Okay, the paint that is used, like on the current party members.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check with that shit.
I will give you assistance. I would like to know what is on my body. Damn.
Wow, that's a 30 to the audience. Holy shit.
Like, and maybe just like to maybe make it sense why he might be willing to. It's like Eddie would just throw in at the end. Make no mistake, I'm not going to try to replicate it or use it for anything. I just think this information might be important to figuring out what happened here.
Camelou would approach you, and his breath like tickling your ear as comes in close and tells you, bone meal and blood from the ancients. And again,
Understood.
it's weird. Yeah, term's weird. Ancients.
In which case, Eddie, thinking everything together, I think I know what happened, but I don't think I know why it happened, or at least the specific why.
What does that mean?
It does seem that his mother did leave of her own volition, seeking whatever could be found in gesturing at the bones, wherever this place is. But for whatever reason, she could not tell her son or anybody else or let them know where she was going or what she was doing. And it seems that she might be aware of the properties that would make one invisible to giants. Then gesturing at the handprint that was left behind.
Oh.
I suspect that however she came across that secret, she decided to use it for her own advantage in order to sneak out of this place without anyone's knowledge. It's the explanation that makes the most sense, at least given what we found. It doesn't change that we don't know her motivation or what she was specifically looking for. But I suspect that wherever that location is, that is where she's gone.
Bjorn looks confused.
Eddie will send a message to Bjorn. Do you have something to add?
And he can respond to a message, correct? Or is it one way?
He can. The message is literally a two-way street.
Yep. Just couldn't remember off the top of my head. Bjorn will respond with what paint?
Right.
Yeah.
Almost triple confirming the situation here.
Yep.
There you go.
So, right. He'll actually respond in message, right, you can't see it. My apologies, but thank you for letting me know.
Squinting, and here's a little bit of information here. He squints and just goes, okay, I think I see it. Because again, remember the color I said. He squints and he can kind of make it out. Almost like it's not perfect.
Yeah. In other words, she found a substitute, but not specifically as you said, the bone meal and blood of ancients. She might have had only one, or maybe she was able to find a substitute for both, but not nearly as effective. Which Eddie will turn to everybody else. So, I guess, how do we want to do this?
So, Gray, I have two questions here regarding two separate things I want to do. So the first is that I would like to memorize the song that's written on the wool and skin.
Make me a history with wisdom.
Okay. It's actually going to be better than with int.
So what I'm hearing is Gumo's trying to learn the Song of Seasons.
Yeah.
Or a season of songs.
That's pretty good. I like that.
All right. Would anyone like to help me with this?
I love it, man. I've been drinking it up, man. Like, that shit's right down my alley.
Anyway, I don't have proficiency in history, so I can't help except maybe give guidance.
I'll take that, honestly. I think this is a good thing to remember.
Well, again, Mood, do you assist with this memory, or are you bitter that he's withholding the violin?
I have no reason to be bitter. It's just, I'm not the one that is going to be grumpy. Looks at Bjorn, who can't talk.
Okay. You're ahead. With advantage.
All right, so add the 1d4.
Yep, and change
guidance
the
and
ability
then
score.
advantage from history. Already done it.
Yep, got you.
27.
Ooh. Yeah, you memorize it. I'll give you actual mechanics like later on during the next session. But essentially, if you play an instrument, you can change not only the weather, but the season within an area.
And the second thing I'd like to do is see if any of my perhaps time... I know there's not much on Changelings, but you said that there was like this kind of picture of like a lake of some kind?
Yep, a lake with ruins on top of it.
So with Gumo's family being historians in their own right, could I make some kind of check to see if I might be able to get a name of that place?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Go right ahead. Anyone else pitching in on this check here? Crickets.
I think not this time. I'm not sure how many of us are proficient in history, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, you know what? I'll help. I am proficient.
Okay. Would you like to make your own check, or would you like to aid?
I mean, I'll make my own check just in case to educate Gumo.
Yeah, I was gonna say good move.
The information from him.
Yeah. So both of you, please make me a history check.
Oh, inspiration.
Okay. Roll again. That was an 8 for the audience.
Yay, 13. Fuck. Hero point, actually.
Yeah, that's.
I'm spending a hero point.
Okay.
I mean, I did already declare.
Fuck you.
I did already declare that I was giving guidance to Gumo, so technically he can add a D4 to his.
Add a D4 on top of that as well, buddy.
No, I'm one short.
Okay. What's the total, Gumo?
21.
21. Okay. Well, both of you understand the following information here. So, perhaps this is a bit of abstract lore that you both learned along your travels. But to start off with the basics here, and this is more of a refresher to Tyler to inform him rather than the group itself here. Gashayans or changelings are known for switching between planes, the material plane and what they call the unseen public, essentially their own world that is placed over our reality. Now, that being said, the exact mechanics behind how it happens is a bit obscured. There is one theory here that leans into this area that you're looking for, is that they have researched tonal magic. And what I mean to say is the verbal components that you use to cast spells. They have harnessed that particular component and utilized it to create strange effects. Now, looking towards the violin, the vocal cords that you're looking at, you could presume, is from one of the carcasses in the room. And again, you're seeing many different animals. You're seeing wolves, deer, moose, just a variety of animals hung in this room. And you can presume that the vocal cords are from those animals. So, that being said, what if you were to grab something that wasn't an animal? Perhaps something greater than an animal. The Gashayans have pursued this train of thought, and they have made what's called and pardon me if I ruin this, a cantorium, essentially a choir area, where these vocal cords are used as instruments for magical effects. What you are looking at is an area that utilizes that train of thought, stealing vocal cords and using them to produce great magical effects. Again, that's a lot of information just to give you guys.
So these are the vocal cords of animals, not Gashayans. Okay.
Again, that's a basic deduction I'm giving you from this successful roll. That you are in a room with animals, their throats are slit and exposed, and you have a violin that's freshly strung with said chords.
And the actual chords themselves aren't enchanted, nor is the violin, correct?
You haven't done a check on that.
I mean, I'll give it a shot, but I'm only half proficient.
No, I'm fucking with you, dude. You look at it, it's not magical.
Okay.
It appears that the vocal cords is the main component necessary for producing that magical effect. It is a combination of music and verbal components, much like a bard in how they cast their magic.
Right. Well, Gumo looks to Seer as they're both realizing this, looks back at the harp, and starts rapidly backing away.
Harp?
Violin. Fuck.
Bard that doesn't know instruments.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I dance.
I dance.
It's like it has strings. It's a harp.
It has strings, therefore it is a lyre.
Like if If he sees a piano, oh, it's got strings. That's definitely a harp.
Ah, yes, I know this. This is the humble guitar.
Okay. So,
I
with
guess
all this
we
information,
return
yeah, go ahead.
to Eddie's original question. So, how exactly are we going to handle this?
Well, he wants us to find his mother, correct? The giant leader?
I mean, more what we are going to tell him about the situation.
Oh,
And he's going to switch to, well, I guess it's a bit difficult to switch to message for this, so he'll be a bit more vague.
Mm.
It's like, we can't let them know about the specifics for how she escaped, given how sensitive that information is.
Camelin nods at that.
well, you could just tell them that she went off to go hunt Gashayans and snuck out in the night to do so. Seems like what she might be doing.
So I don't think that's specifically what she's doing.
Well, it's something along the lines. She wants more of this magic of the vocal cords.
I think if she is interested in that, I think she might already have it.
Hmm.
Why would she leave her instrument behind? And especially going on a quest where she wouldn't even know where to find them, even if she could.
Do you think maybe she wants to find that lake then?
Well, I think she might already know where that lake is. And I think she might already have the materials she needs to access that ruin. Otherwise, I don't think she would leave behind the instrument and the music sheet, question mark,
Mm-hmm.
or the map behind.
Hmm.
Unless, of course, she was hoping to be followed, but that's kind of a whole other thing, though. Actually, can giant folk even fit in this room?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It appears
Okay, just
this
making
was
sure.
yeah, it appears to be refitted. But I will say during this inquiry, I will give you guys one more clue because of your streaks of strange luck here. And yeah, well, like I mentioned, the handprint is weird, strange, as if it is a person standing before the chair itself. Like the digits are going towards the chair. And looking at the ground, you see faint prints of footsteps coming straight from the balcony.
Oh. Oh, she was kidnapped. Right? Am I
I did not
wrong?
say there was any signs of a struggle.
Actually, Sierra, this is important. Or I guess if anybody here can, in this moment, detect magic.
Agreed.
We need to be
All right.
100% certain that there is no, well, I guess there's technically multiple ways to do this, but hopefully there's no powder here, because then that might actually explain how she left without anybody knowing.
Let's find out. I will cast detect magic.
Okay.
Yay!
1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
I guess maybe to fill the air, it's like
Thank you.
Eddie will continue to think on this. If in reality she was taken, then it seems that the paint was used by somebody who I guess had access to it somehow, or at least a version of it. They entered the fort unnoticed because, of course, they did. And then once they acquired what or who they needed, they left. Specifically, I think they might have been kidnapped to the unseen public.
Definitely not the best situation of things.
You see remnants of conjuration magic. And it's mainly present towards the door, or I should say the balcony and the desk.
Huh. Conjuration.
Which could mean teleportation.
Yeah. You look at it, there's a lot of lingering clues here. We see the instrument, the paint, the the scrimshaw, or the bone scrimshaw, of the location at hand. It feels like after, I'm going to say, about an hour of investigation that you've exhausted all of your clues here.
I'd like
In
to go
any
over to
case,
the balcony.
Okay. And?
Just take a look around. Maybe
Yeah,
over.
keep in mind, like, this balcony is looking towards the courtyard. It's still covered by walls, so it's on the innermost portions of this fortress. This, and I'm not going to require a check here. It just seems like this portion was relatively new and added to this room, as if by request. And looking at the balcony, you also see strange gardening. Again, like plants that can thrive in this weather. You see bushes of again, it's not one to one here, but you see like bushes of peppermint thriving in this environment for some reason.
Hmm.
Again, mirroring what the chieftain does on his own time, as if he was taught by somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. You even see a handprint on the balcony.
Hmm. I'll point out everything that I can to the others.
I guess it's worth noting, because I didn't mention this before, but again, looking at all these prints, at least the hands appear to be feminine.
Okay.
Yep, very thin. What do you guys do?
Well, I guess regardless of how she left, what we need to pursue is where she has gone. So I guess, do we have an idea of where this location is?
Try to look at my notes and see if we do.
I guess
Definitely if it's in this continent or this.
Give me a history check. I know it's not entirely right for Mavet to make it, but again, he's been sitting out 2 fucking sessions. Mavet, make me a history check with advantage because of your height.
Okay. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. And again, with yours, you can use wisdom. Very specific circumstance with your situation.
With advantage, you said?
No, I guess not with you. You wouldn't be making a history check. Give me a perception with advantage, actually. That'd be more appropriate. Everybody can make me a history check besides you.
Advantage, though?
Yeah, advantage.
You said everybody can make a history at advantage?
Hmm.
Okay. Yay!
Yeah.
Big money.
Yeah.
Love having $8.
$8. Last person.
Frankly, I was
is
just
Eddie.
going to. Frankly, I was just going to give Seer guidance because.
All right. Sure.
Whatever the check was, it's probably not going to be high enough to know.
Yeah, that's a good assumption. Roll me d4 here.
Okay.
Well,
One.
good gut feeling, Mega, because the DC was 25 because you guys used Windwalk to get here. That said, Seer, I can at least give you this because you're fairly close to the mark. And I'm going to start connecting dots here. If you guys remember, before you guys began to interact with the fort, as you guys began to windwalk here, I mentioned a peculiar detail that you seen a figure running away from the fort. And that gets the gears rolling. Mavet, in particular, because he is dancing above this fortress, in the distance, because of his height, does see a lake with ruins on it, not too far away, perhaps a couple miles. But again, that's coming from the horsey that's dancing above the fort. To all of you, you're stumped.
Yeah, I wasn't even really sure if that information was even shared. The woman running from the fort.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so can you say that again? So who's run into these ruins?
A figure was running away from the fortress. And you know that, well, you can see from your position, because you've been dancing above this fucking fortress for 2-3 sessions here, that there is a lake nearby in the distance, a couple miles away, with ruins in it. And that correlates with a lot of the information that people have found so far, such as Maggie's...
I didn't hear it because I'm dancing. So does it look like the figure is heading towards this lake in ruins?
Let me be very specific. And this is because you rolled so high. And again, Moo, damn near got in the dot here. The figure that I was mentioning was when you guys first approached this fortress. That was 3-4 sessions ago. That somebody was running away. Again, I mentioned it to the entire party. No need for a check. It's just a relevant detail that's coming up again. Furthermore, what your check got from you, Mavet, is you see, in the distance, this lake with ruins. And this information is only privy to you.
Okay, so I see the lake and the ruins, and I see this person. From the castle to the ruins, are they within that area, or are they going a different way? if I can see them.
I would say at this point you do not see them. You just remember seeing them when you came to the fortress. That's an important detail. I'm just reminding the party because that wasn't investigated when I first mentioned it.
Well, I have been dancing a lot, so let's go get a drink of water to maybe sprinkle some rain on this party, since I am the
Okay.
cloud. The whole water cycle.
Okay. So to get this straight, you were going alone straight to this place.
Specifically the lake, because I want to see if I can make it rain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that. Mega,
I'm still a cloud for however long.
that's fine. Mega, give me a rough idea for 3 miles and Windwalk. What's the time on that? Like minutes? Fucking 10.
Let's see. 3 miles is 5,280 feet. That would be about 15,740. Or excuse me, 800.
While wind walking, you have a speed of 300 feet, and you can dash. So if you have any ways to increase your speed and dash,
Yep,
that'll probably
160.
help.
How many runs is
So
that? Mega?
15,760 divided by 600.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming he chose to dash.
I assume he did.
It would only take him 26 rounds.
Okay, understood. So 2 minutes, 2.5. All right. So 2.5 minutes pass. You're galloping like a great steed. Do you want to flavor how this looks, please?
The majestic steed Mavet in the sky, roaring with no sound because he is a cloud and he's not actually galloping on anything, swiftly moves towards the lake. He is exhausted. He needs some water to fill his cloud belly so he may pee like the racehorse he is upon the castle so that he may mark it as his own.
Okay.
He sees the lake, and he knows this is his chance. So, Mavet, on his way to the lake, if he doesn't see anything, he's gonna go drink up however he can in this form.
You see 2 things. Do you stay within that Windwalk form, though?
Yes.
Okay, this is the only information I can give you then. You see 2 feminine figures inspecting these ruins. And again, unfortunately, because we've had a split of information here, I will say you see an older woman with graying hair inspecting these ruins. And strangely enough, you see a feminine figure. And at first you think it's a strange looking human. But on a closer inspection, you see her body ripple as if made of water. You see a water genasi made of paint. And again, you mind explaining what you're looking at here, Mavet?
It is a nice looking lady figure and a other lady figure. So they look pretty interesting. One's already made of water, so Mavet thinks to himself, I wonder if I could drink that. Get a nice tall glass of that.
Huh?
Okay.
Oh
Get a nice
my.
drink of that. Yeah, get a nice drink of that. All right.
So Mavet, did I reach? So on my way, I haven't reached the lake yet.
I would say this is what you see as you're approaching the lake. You see 2 women exploring ruins.
Can I keep my horsey eye on them while I take some sips of the water?
I
Or
would say,
absorb it through my cloud?
yeah, I was going to say, I would say that you would not be able to sip at the water as it is frozen. But at least what I'm going to say here is the genasi that you're looking at, the water genasi, has very sharp ears. Her complexion is very dark with yellow eyes, and she has, one quite say dreadlocks, but rows of thick hair that looks as if it's a proper way of saying this, as if a whip of water is the best way of putting it. And
Oh,
she
so
wears
kind of like water, but like it also kind of looks like my vines and thorns. I like her. Let's
yeah.
go over to her.
Okay.
Oh God.
So
it-
I guess we would just call that hairstyle a kelpie tail.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, but yes, she's wearing purple robes, and you approach them as a cloud of air.
As a reminder, you're not invisible.
You're
Oh,
not.
I
non-jump.
know that. Remember,
Yeah.
I'm not a giraffe, I'm a zebra.
Okay. So you approach these two figures within this cloud, and you send them into a panic as the water genasi says to the older woman, "It is here! You have to hurry! Start it now! There is no time!" And the woman begins to cast a spell that sends wind through what looks to be chimes. And these chimes sing at you like a choir. And Mavet, you have started something. As
Awesome. I would like to make a
Yeah.
check to dance along with it.
you do
You
so.
can't make any checks.
you
Nope.
you dance, but there's nothing. Like there's no skill check.
And we have no way of communicating with you, do we?
Nope.
No, we do. I just need to know
Yep.
if the motherfucker left while we were in the room.
Well, no, I'm out on the balcony, so I could see him leave.
Well, that depends. Like we're
As
gonna
my
have,
as a
yeah,
reminder, at least unless I misunderstood things, he was dancing around like a motherfucker to help conceal a bit the two. So, and he did not say that he went away from us when we went to investigate.
no,
So,
he did not.
in other words, we just saw Mavet race off by himself for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Meaning that I
Right.
think it's actually very reasonable for Eddie to be like, that's suspicious. Let's all go into Cloud and go where he just went.
Yeah.
You know
Agreed.
what? If it wasn't for, and I'm gonna say the saving grace here because I would have been a big asshole about this. If it wasn't for Tyler just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go on the balcony and just have a look around," I would 100% deny that. But Tyler, you
Yay! I saved everything.
legitimately you did. With your passive perception, you see a cloud leaving you. And remind me, what's the time on doing transformation? Was it 1 minute or 10?
It should be fairly short. I believe it's just an action to switch between them.
Oh fuck no, it is definitely not an action.
The only actions are
I think it
target
takes
isn't
a minute.
for.
Takes
Yeah.
a minute for Windlock.
That's to prevent like
Well,
hijinks and
it's a
combat,
minute
buddy.
to cast it.
But read the spell's description. 'cause-
Reverting takes 1 minute, and until the spell ends, yeah, it's also a minute transformation. Yep, no, you're right.
Yep. Yeah, it's to
So in other
prevent
words,
hijinks. Yeah.
It would
Which
take us a minute to turn into Cloud.
yeah,
Then it
two
would
and a
take us
half to
2.5
get there.
minutes.
So
Yep.
thankfully, you guys have time as Mavet, you begin to dance and startle these women into doing something. What follows next is very strange. Mavet, you and your allies have been dealing with the blizzard for the longest time here. You guys have been slowly carving at it, making it disperse. And for some reason, a flurry begins to start. Your form begins to lose shape here as you begin to become encircled by these winds. Then, Mavet, you hear the beating of a chest. And furthermore, yelling. Looking around you, Mavet, you see wild monsters begin to form, begin to burst from the snow as you see yetis. And unfortunately, Mavet, you're still within your cloud form?
Yep.
You will watch as these creatures begin to dash towards these women as you are alone. I will say for the rest of the party, and again, I'm going to be a little bit nice here, that you guys are shortly following by. I'm not going to bother rolling encounters just yet, but I will say that you guys are coming in late. Go right ahead.
You said they were messing with chimes, right?
It appears.
Like physical
they're
chimes, or
messing-
did it just sound like chimes?
Looks like large physical chimes.
Well, if I was able to make a small little, can I pass through things like tiny?
Only take the dash action.
In cloud form. Yeah, because I wanted to go through those chimes, and since those called the Yetis, I want to see if I can play with the chimes by just like not interacting with them, but perhaps my movement creates the wind like it did prior to.
As an
kidnapping the
interaction.
form.
You would have to interact with it.
Hmm.
I have to be
My guy, if you
want to
play around, you're gonna have to come out of your cloud.
Yep.
I will keep taking the dash action, and hopefully a small little wind does something.
It doesn't. Okay.
Hey, Gray.
Yeah.
I know we're not playing around with rounds, but I know what I want to do when I get there, and it's gonna be a little bullshit.
Here's what I'm gonna do. And again, I'm gonna be very nice about this. If Mavet stays in his form and you guys approach, like following behind him, when we start this encounter, everybody is going to be one round off. Effectively, we're going to be playing around with old surprise rules here to adjust with the travel time and the transformation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick.
How many
what
Yetis? How many Yetis?
Lot.
What was
Is
the
it
thing
more
about
than
the
7?
chimes?
One more time, Aluya, as I'm looking up the answer for our dear friend.
What was the thing that you said about wind chimes? I didn't have that in my notes. Where'd they come from?
It is within these
It's
runes.
what the ladies are doing to cast some kind of spell or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm going to reveal the map here, and you guys can tell me where you want to be.
Great. I have a question for you. Would it be possible to go up high enough that I could fall for a minute instead of splatting against the ground? Or actually high enough up that I could fall for 2 minutes and not splat against the ground?
If
Because I have an idea.
okay, this is the offer I'll make to the party that's coming here, because I'm assuming that you guys are making a direct line, going straight there, then immediately transforming. Because we know that the math with diagonals is wonky. If you guys want to skydive there, I'll say 200 feet up in the air, downwards. You guys can start on the first round of initiative. Anybody want to take that bait there?
Well, I
The
wanted to
bait.
do it because I wanted to play the violin as I fell to try and
Okay.
cast that magical stuff to stop the snowstorm.
Okay.
Oh, I'll
Um,
make it work. I'll take the bet.
Okay.
I will also take the bet.
All right. And Mavet, do you want to stay within your wind form during this encounter?
I think I will untransform because I will. Is there a lot? How many Yetis do I see?
Well, how about everyone give me a position on the map and I'll show you exactly where they are.
Sure. I'll center myself around everyone so they're in my radius, because I'll clear the storm within that radius.
Yep.
Wait, what are these pillars on the sides?
Stand by for Titanfall.
If you give me an investigation with a search action, I can tell you exactly what they are, other than being pillars. But unfortunately,
Okay,
you're yeah.
do they just look like ruined pillars off of passive perception?
Yeah, passive. They look ruined. They have something on them, but again, you're a little stressed for time here. Okay. Is everyone satisfied with their positions?
No.
I gotta reload mine.
Okay,
How do I
that's
do my
fine.
thing at the bottom again?
Is this an enclosed area?
I got you. I'll
this little
take care
square,
of that post session.
or is it like stairs up?
Stairs up.
Okay, so it's not walled in. And this will be the ring.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I actually will ask. Okay, the women are right there. Okay, I was trying to figure out where their tokens were.
Yep. To the north.
I was thinking I might want to try and skydive closer to them, but
yeah, anyone.
I mean,
who's
I'll
not
just cast
skydiving,
Featherfall.
Yeah, I was gonna say anyone who's not skydiving is gonna be acting a round later.
Need some ropes around Mavet's ring.
I mean, then there's the question: is it being communicated that that Featherfall is happening, or is that just an on-the-spot thing?
On the spot.
Okay. So in which case, can't really do anything about that.
Well, Seer is smarter than all of us in the call right now. It takes a while to transform. Like, I mean, you can get an appropriate distance here. Like you're looking where the cloud's going. You gotta chase it. I would allow for that to be communicated before you guys transform. You know, like again, I'm trying to be a little generous here because we're making a lot of hand waves to reacting to actions and events here.
Makes sense.
Again, it's not. I'm not asking Moo, what are you doing? I'm asking, what is Seer doing? And again, Seer is smarter than all of us.
I think that would be communicated through the group, and then as we all drop, then Seer would be ready to rumble.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Flavor it. Let me hear how the transformation happens. Travel, the skydive, all of you. Let me hear it.
Okay.
So we could fly down really fast as clouds, or we transform midair as we travel down, and then when we are about, let's say about 600 feet, and then we hit our very last part of the transformation, we finally all de-transform, and then we fall about 500 feet immediately. And then at the end of that, Seer will cast Featherfall, which really is, you see her have her palm pistol.
Hell yeah.
And you just see people load it up, and then suddenly, in rapid succession, as the group's falling, she just goes, and people will feel a little sting as if they were shot by a little pellet. And then suddenly,
go ahead.
it slows them down.
Yeah. And is everyone satisfied with their positions on the board here?
Yeah.
I
The one-
think Eddie
Yeah.
would ultimately choose to, if he could,
Yep.
fall maybe more around here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd actually probably do the same, probably in between,
Yep.
just to make sure that we're not too split up.
Yeah, if everyone's satisfied, I can show you where the enemy combatants are.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to zoom out here. And let me show you the first 3.
So much for not needing spell slots.
Yep. And then the final one. All right, let me show you the art here. So one Yeti is unlike the others. So let's talk about the regular ones first. You see, again, mats of white fur, giant creatures. They're huge. They have curling horns and almost look like an ape as they scream. Mavet, because you were here, give me an insight check. And I'll describe the final creature. The creature that looks to... What was that?
They ain't got no dick.
No, they do not. Speaking about the final creature leading the charge here. Have a look.
Want me to roll a?
Yep. A perception check, please.
I will not use my inspiration. I don't really think it's beneficial.
What's the number that you got?
A 10, nat 1.
Oh,
Okay. Understood.
Ooh.
I cannot give you any information. Okay. This is what the final Yeti looks like, and it is fucking crazy. You see it screaming with hoarfrost, glowing blue eyes, and it is a hulking, gargantuan figure. And worse yet, if you guys look at this, and again, I'll go by case when this comes in effect, you only see its silhouette as it is covered as the core of this blizzard. It is covered by heavy obscurement. And does anyone have any one-liners to end the session? Because I feel like that's a good way of ending.
Mavet, what did you do?
And we end there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh boy.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in this episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Where is the fire?